Hello and welcome to a match that is it is a best out of 5. It's a grand finals. And it's a lot more than that because it could also be a dream come true for someone who really wants to go to TI3, because there is a ticket for TI3 on the line if we get to 5,000 people in the raid call room 2013. Then there will be a giveaway for a ticket to TI3, including flight and hotel. So that is first that, because we're not at the 5,000 yet. Like at any point we reach those 5,000, we will be giving that away. So you know, even if it's just for a short second, there will be a giveaway. But we need to get there. So make sure you head over to Raycall and join that channel. And of course, grand finals. That is why these teams are here. They are going to be fighting each other. We are seeing Vici Gaming on the Radiant side for the first game, MUFC on the Dire side. We do have MUFC with a winner's bracket advantage because this is the way the brackets looked. It is MUFC who've never been dropped down. They did lose one of the games against AFD, or now known as Netolic Singapore. But they ended up going to the grand finals regardless, and of course Vici Gaming getting dropped down by AFD and then making their way through Orange and AFD again to be able to get themselves to the grand final. So that is where we see them right now, and we are going to be seeing how they're going to be doing against each other in this best out of 5, where, as I said, MUFC has got one game advantage. We've got ourselves bans that are not really surprising. Bed Rider is the first ban, as well as the Magnus Nyx Assassin and the Shadow Demon, and we are going to be seeing a first pickup for the Lifestealer. Well, that was actually the first pickup for the entire game. Vici Gaming decided to want to have first pick rather than choosing sides when they won the coin toss, and they wanted really bad that Lifestealer. Of course, one of the heroes that we've seen in basically every game. I mean, if he's not picked up, he's banned out. And we see MUFC going for a lineup that we have seen. I believe the first one that did that was LGD International. Just a lone Druid Juggernaut combination. I mean, it's very hard to stop them from farming. They are both pretty tanky, pretty survivable. I mean, one with the bear, etc., and just tanky overall. And the Juggernaut, of course, himself having that Blade Fury. And just very tough to take down, and they can decide to push very early. That healing ward, that bear, they are just very strong and very difficult to stop. Now we do have a Keeper of Light with that as well, so that's even more pushing power, and if need be, they can turtle. That's also one of those heroes that can really do that. And of course, in the meantime, Vici, they managed to pick up a Queen of Pain and a Leshrac, so having themselves CT-wise, Queen of Pain, I believe that is one of his signature heroes, and Leshrac probably be played as support, as we know Leshrac Lifestealer lanes. I have to say, I know that mostly from the Western scene, but then again, I mostly cast Western Dota, so that might be just on me. But Leshrac Lifestealer combination, pretty strong. Open wounds. What was that? We didn't reach 5,000. I think that was... oh... wow, I'm in Raycall as well because I want to have that ticket too, obviously. But that's a Raycall. That's the kind of bell you hear when we got 5,000 viewers, I think. Oh, 5,000 viewers. I mean 5 people inside Raycall. Anyways, I will not let that distract me again. Yeah, of course, open wounds into the Split Earth, and I just realized that this team is available on Dota TV, and since I've basically had a slight break from casting, I haven't done this in a while, and I kind of forgot this. Hello people inside Dota TV! Hello! Fixed! Sorry. There we go. By the way, of course, I mean, I'm saying, like, you can win a TI3 ticket, blah, blah, blah. This is not all you can win. You can win keys, you can win headset, mices, keyboards, mousepads, etc. You can all win that inside the Raycall channel, as you just saw that someone already won a treasure key of Dota 2. So,
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. That is that. We've got ourselves the banning phase after the Juggernaut pickup from MUFC. We have got some offlanes getting banned out by MUFC, knowing that Vici probably has Queen of Pain mid, Lifestealer, Leshrac. Could be on a duo / tri lane, but they need still a solo lane then, so it is the Darkseer as well as the Nature's Prophet that they ban out. in case for from UFC? Well, they've got themselves a carry and a solo lane. We're gonna probably see Lone Druid as a solo lane. So mid lane is the thing that MUFC misses, so that's why we see TA, Tinker and Puck getting banned out. And the last one getting banned out by MUFC. I'm kind of curious to see what they're going to be doing. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Beastmaster banned out. I have renewed, I wouldn't say love for Beastmaster, but I kind of
10 seconds remaining.
I kind of like him.
5 seconds remaining.
He is one of those heroes that when level 6 he creates action on the map because he is gonna use that roar. And there's of course a 2-minute delay, so hopefully now the in-game audio works. Should work. Anyways, Anti-Mage is the last one to get banned out. Interestingly enough. Maybe expecting an aggressive tri-lane with Lifestealer Leshrac and then a safe lane Anti-Mage, which we have seen before. Rubik is going to be the one for Vici Gaming to have, and we will see that one as a support, probably together with Leshrac and Lifestealer, and they can actually go for that aggressive tri-lane. Now the question is, do you really want to do that? You'll be up against Juggernaut and the Keeper of the Light. It's really tough to go for an aggressive tri-lane.
5 seconds
if you know
remaining.
that your the carry that you want to kill off can go in a Blade Fury and you can't do anything against him anymore, and if you come too far, too close, what are you gonna say? You're gonna have the Illuminate, and that's gonna be hurting as well. We're gonna be seeing Dragonite by MUFC played in mid lately, and they do pick this up quite frequently, though I haven't seen it in combination with the Lone Druid and the Juggernaut just yet. But this is quite a greedy lineup, but it can definitely work out. So far you have got Queen of Pain that normally at level 6 is going to be doing stuff, and when Queen of Pain is level 6 we have Dragonite at level 6, Juggernaut level 6, and then MUFC will have something to fight back with as well. So as long as Vici Gaming doesn't get anything to really do something before MUFC gets level 6, so if Leshrac would go roaming, that's a whole different ball game. But if not, I think MUFC is gonna have a good time. And now with the Weaver pickup for VC, also knowing like, okay, you know what, we need more damage, because we need, and yeah, we just need more. Just a Lifestealer is not gonna be enough. Lifestealer bomb with Queen of Pain can still be good, but you really need to shut down. Now look at the lineup of MUFC. I mean, if you look at that, it's just pure power. It is really tough to stop this combination, to stop the like. All their heroes are so tanky apart from the Keeper of Light. Yes, they can kill off Keeper of Light, and they can do it time and time again if they want to. But Dragonite, Juggernaut, Lone Druid, 3 heroes that are pretty damn tough to kill off. And as far as people wondering, I might have a co-caster in the next game, but I'm not entirely sure. And it's also, I'm not entirely sure if that's actually possible due to the amount of people that are actually inside this gaming lobby. We do of course have a lot of people wanting to broadcast out this game, so there's a lot of casters. As I'm sure you can find out more casters on Twitch TV, also in English of course, but also in Russian and Chinese, and no, I think that's all the languages that I know. Anyways, Bane, last one from UFC. Quite interesting. Not really anything specific that they can do, but apart from shutting down both Weaver and Lifestealer. Like, it doesn't have any specific synergy with any of the heroes of MUFC, but Bane itself with the Fiend's Grip, Lifestealer, Queen of Pain also, Weaver, I mean, they can't do anything. The Rage won't do anything. Queen of Pain can't blink away. Weaver can't do his time lapse, and that is just, it's countering all the big heroes of VC. Now, of course, you only have one Fiend's Grip, and Fiend's Grip is very easy to steal. So that is something that Rubik is gonna be trying to get. But still, they're gonna be having that purely to try and counter those heroes that can be big on the side of the Radiant. Let's see who's playing what. We've got Ling playing the Keeper of Light this game. It will be FZ will be playing the Lone Druid. We have Winter playing the Bane. It is gonna be Huntrash player playing the Juggernaut, and WWK playing the Dragonite. Now, why would he change his name? I don't know. Oh wells. We're gonna be jumping ourselves over to the Radiant side where Vici Gaming is preparing for battle, and ooh, CTY indeed on his Queen of Pain with his pretty set. I kinda like this set. I do like this set. Okay, so it's gonna be CTY on his signature Queen of Pain, Fenrir on the Lishrak. We'll see ZSMJ taking on the Lifestealer, and that is gonna be XTT on the Weaver, and then last but not least is gonna be FY playing the Rubik. And that is all 5 on the side of Vici Gaming. And in terms of lanes, looks like we're gonna just have safe trial lane coming up from MUFC, but they're looking for an aggressive trial lane here for Vici, so that is still gonna be the one indeed, as I quickly mentioned it during the draft, mostly when the anti-mage got banned out, but with the Weaver definitely possible as well. He can just safe lane by himself, as the rune is indeed gonna be on the Lone Druid, and the first blood is gonna be missed by me because I suck, and it's gonna be the Keeper of Light going down. Leshrak, Fenrir picking up the kill with the stun. The telekinesis was there, the open wounds was there, and we only can imagine how fast that Keeper of Light would have gone down, because that's really not that much HP that you have to burn through. But that's already a good start for this aggressive trial lane. Gonna mean that they are already a bit ahead on experience. Most importantly is also gonna be for the mid lane, that they're gonna be having the flying courier already up for CTY. And we'll be spending most of our times on this lane though, most of our times on the top lane, because that is where Vici Gaming will have to make it count. We'll have to get those kills going, we'll have to get those, well, those denies, because they need to shut down the Juggernaut. In the meantime, of course, in the mid lane, CTY, a Queen of Pain versus a Dragonite, well, that's gonna be won by a Queen of Pain for sure. As the telekinesis there, the Split Earth actually missed just with an inch. I mean, in theory, Juggernaut's always going to be, well, that's not true actually. Juggernaut can be faster if Leshrak is slow. That's basically it. He can dodge the stun by his Blade Fury. But this is going to be a hard lane for MUFC to take down. On the bottom lane, we have, of course, got the Lone Druid. He should not die. Neither should the Weaver. I say should. And I think the only difference that's going to be making it, well, when the Lone Druid gets level 5, he will be able to kill off the Weaver, because he will be able to get, you know, entangles, and that's gonna be deadly for that Weaver. So before then, we're gonna see probably Weaver maybe trying to get something done there, but he has to be careful. Careful not to overextend and still die, because of course, I mean, Lone Druid is definitely not an easy one to take down. Dragonite, or the bottle crowing as well, but still having to do it with a walking courier, not really that ideal. Illuminate constantly harassing here on the bottom lane. Fenrir actually taking a lot of harassment from that one, with one trash player sitting on 4 last hits, ZSMJ on 5, so that's kind of even. Did pick up level 1 in the healing ward, making sure that he can just stick around there and at least get the experience, even if he doesn't get all the last hits. But experience is gonna be maybe even more important than last hits in this case, especially if ZSMJ cannot free farm either. In the meantime, looks like the bear is under heavy siege from XTT. Whoa, pause coming off from ZSMJ. Unknown causes, but I'm sure. Oh, actually, unknown causes. Weaver disconnected, that's why. Wanted to go for a kill on the bear, perhaps he missed it. And once again, I noticed that a lot of you people have joined since the last time I said something, and I know a lot of you people are talking about the chance to win a ticket to TI3. And I say a chance because there need to be 5,000 people in the raid call channel. There's only 1,000 right now, need 4,000 more. And that is definitely possible if just everybody joins. Raidcall is not that hard to install. www.raidcall.com, download, register. No need for activation codes, I believe. Just get a username, get a password, and get yourself inside Raidcall room 2013. If you type that into the search bar, you'll be there. And you'll be able to have a chance to get that TI3 ticket, including flight and hotel. So not just the ticket, but, you know, the entire trip covered by Netolic Pro League, because of course that is what we're watching right now. We're watching the East Grand Finals, best out of 5, winners game advantage for MUFC, but already Vici Gaming 1 kill up ahead, and so far doing very well overall. We have got, of course, Lone Druid doing very well on the bottom lane. There's not that much that we can do, and actually CTY is in a lot of trouble. Might be still be able to get a kill if he man fights this, but a dragon. Oh!
Catacombs.
Dragon's Breath, Breath of Fire was there with a lot of burst damage, but they kill each other off. Most important to notice, of course, that Queen of Pain died first. So the Dragon Knight does get the experience while Queen of Pain doesn't. Of course they both get gold, but the experience is quite important. And yeah, that is a very even mid lane indeed. Bottom lane not that even, as you also can see on the last hits and a nice way. The second telekinesis up on Ling. Where's the split earth? Not going to be in time again. It is going to be Ling still taking a lot of damage, still goes down. Lifestealer now on the way out from Winter. Blade Fury up on Fenrir is going to try to kill him off. Will be able to do that. Doesn't get denied by neutrals, but the Juggernaut goes down. FY, whoa, goes down as well. That is only ZSMJ sticking alive here on this bottom of the top lane rather. And Winter wants him dead as well. I don't think he can do that, but maybe WWK can, and he can. That's a tri-lane wipe in favor of MUFC. They did lose their Keeper of Light and their Juggernaut for it, which is kind of a shame, but making sure they get those kills, it is definitely important, because at least it makes sure that they're not getting ahead. I mean, Queen of Pain is doing really well mid. Oh, he's sticking around. Telekinesis is going to be there though. FY on the way out should be able to stay alive. Fenrir helping out here, might be trying to go for this. If he has a telekinesis, there could be something, but it's on cooldown, and they won't be able to chase him down, and they realize that too. But as I said, CTY is doing great for Vici Gaming. The top lane is going okay-ish. It's not really a loss per se, but they're not really winning that much either. I mean, they just died. Come on, can't really expect to be in a winning streak then. And on the bottom lane, Weaver is doing okay-ish, but it's not really winning either. I mean, 26 last hits on the Lone Druid. XTT sitting on 23, so slightly behind. But the main thing is, they're not winning any lane that hard. Even the mid lane, in terms of last hits, it's definitely a very big difference. I mean, you see that WWK is at 8 for 0 while CTY is at 34 for 13, but they already killed each other off, so that kind of evens it out a bit, or at least shows us that there's potential regardless of the last hits. But one thing that's important with this lineup that MUFC has is that, I mean, if the game takes long, it's fine. They've got Lone Druid, they've got Juggernaut by Fenrir. That's a bit of a fast kill, as Weaver actually goes down in the bottom lane at the same time, and that is gonna be entangles for you. As soon as that bear gets a good entangle up, Weaver has no place to go and does go down. And I kind of think that right now, I mean, ZSMJ is not doing that bad on the farm, but he kind of needs more, especially more levels. I mean, he's only level 3. We're 6 minutes into the game. Juggernaut level 5. That's a big difference. And they need to be ready. Like, at some point, MUFC will think, you know what, we've got our Lone Druid at a place where we want him to be, like having the armlet up on him or something like that. We have the Juggernaut that has got his level 6, has got level 3 healing ward, has got maybe his, well, his drums or something like that, and also will be ready. And at that point, MUFC, they don't need to play nice anymore. They can just go 5-man push. But then, if Vici Gaming is not ready for that, that's going to be putting them in a lot of trouble. Under a lot of pressure. CTT, trouble. Entangles with the sentry ward there. That's gonna be a time lapse needed. Can he still get away? Need another entangle. Can't get it done. But force a time lapse already. He has to be so careful. One entangle can change the entire way of this bottom lane again. Can give the Lone Druid the opening that he needs to go for that tier 1 tower. Because so far no towers down just yet. And that's gonna be something that Fenrir can change as well. He does go for that edict. That's something that I mean, it's a lot to do with personal preference, but also about what kind of game you want to have. If you're going for edict, you want to go for towers at some point. You want to push, get a kill, get a tower, aim a board for that kill. So far they haven't, of course, been able to win that convincingly on the aggressive tri-lane, but that's just the way it goes. If we went for Lightning Storm, it would be more counter pushing. But they're not expected to get pushed, they're expecting to start pushing. And so far they can't really do that yet. And Edict, of course, in terms of counter push, not actually that effective. Actually not effective at all. Kind of can cost you your own life. Let's see if he can get a kill here. CTY, he is going to be the one that has to change the momentum of this game. Shadow Strike, gonna help out. He has got a Sonic Wave, might try to go for it, but the Breath of Fire helping out. In the meantime, the gold, 1k gold in favor of VC. Even though they are... Wait, what are you doing? Lone Druid in some trouble. We saw the supports rotating. The bear already died. Now the master will go down as well. And they finally get him down. That took a long time though. But it's good because that gave me time to move over there. In the meantime, in the mid lane, it still goes on, but it's actually CTY that gets forced away. Gets himself TP Scorn goes back to base to heal up completely. ZSMJ here by himself. They know that though, and the Omni Slash, there's no mana for that. Apparently they don't need mana for that, but they do have Winter, and ZSMJ knows that he can't stick around, so he TP's out as well. In the meantime, Dragonite. I mean, in terms of last hits, he definitely caught up. I mean, look at that. At some point, we saw him at 8 for 0, and that wasn't that long ago. And all of a sudden, he's 21 for 3. So he is doing not too bad. And he's actually highest for his team. Illuminate gonna fly through. CTY gonna be getting hit with that. He can still blink away. But the kill that he wanted to do might still get it. One Sonic Wave. And a Scream, he doesn't have it. Didn't have the Scream. Could try to go for it now, but it would cost him his own life, probably. Not really something where you want to go, especially not assuming that, of course. Oh, never mind, he goes for it regardless. Never mind, doesn't cost him his own life.
That was the sound of your death.
And that's a death. And all of a sudden, it's even again on the kill score, but Queen of Pain, CTY, signature hero, he is doing really well. Look at that net worth difference. He is over 1k higher than the highest on the set of MUFC. And with that kill on the Dragonite, he also got made sure that Dragonite's no longer highest for his team all of a sudden. That is now in the hands of Huntrash player, his Juggernaut. As Keeper of the Lights still goes down, was hanging around apparently, paid for that one. CTY getting kills mostly in the mid lane. I'm kind of still waiting for that moment where CTY is gonna actually be going bottom or top to make a difference there, but so far they seem to be happy with the way things are going. Seem to be happy with letting Weaver farm. They can't really, I mean, Weaver is one of those heroes that kind of needs a couple of items before he can actually farm, needs the Lincolns or something like that before he can be in those big team fights. And of course they do have supports roaming around, and they did just get a gank up on the Lone Druid. But it doesn't look like they're that worried that also Huntrash player is getting some farm. And Lone Druid, even though he just died, he's still doing okay on the farm. Okay-ish, I should say, because of course definitely VC, especially CTY, ahead, and they're actually gonna go mid again. Telekinesis there, Dragonite is gonna be the target, and he does not have any place to go, but Fiend's Grip up on CTY, might be able to get away. They're trying to turn this around. CTY goes down, Juggernaut coming in as well. Fenrir on the way out, running for his life, should be able to run, but there is actually an Omni Slash, and the phase boots are there as well. One Omni Slash, oh, you saw he wanted to cast that, and he will still cast that, and he will get the kill. Bam! Double kill. In the meantime, Weaver goes down as well in this mid lane. Weaver came to try and help out, but that's his blood splash right there. And that is gonna be that kill for MUFC. Taking down 3, losing none, and that is gonna be the kills that MUFC need. Because they are okay with the way things are going as well. As long as they don't die, they can continue farming that Lone Druid and that Juggernaut, and they're happy. But they want to have the Dragonite quite farmed as well, and if he is gonna get under siege, well, why not try to profit from that and just counter gank that? And they can, with those ultis that they have, they definitely can. They have got that burst damage, as we just saw.
Radiant's bottom tower.
In the meantime, Rubik turned level 6, so has got the chance to steal some spells, gets himself a level 4 Breath of Fire, nicely done. As ZSMJ is continuing to farm on the bottom lane. He couldn't farm anymore on the top lane, or at least not that freely, and he needs this. He needs that armlet in order to continue to fight. And that, by the way, was actually the second time that Queen of Pain died. Of course, the first one was where they exchanged kills, but it was a very big kill for MUFC to get. But because CTY was the one that has the potential to get the momentum going for Vici Gaming, and shutting down that potential is worth a lot. And smoke up now for VC Gaming, going towards that bottom lane. Let's see if they're gonna be able to get something. A lot of people missing from the map, might be slightly obvious. And look at the defensive posture. He's just sitting so far back. Well, you know, while they're here, might as well kill off the bear, why don't they? Boom, dead. Edict is helping out with the tower. There can be a resummon of the bear. Illuminate will fly through to clean out the wave. They can't really take the tower, actually. Not with the fortification there, and definitely not with the Keeper of the Light helping out. Let's see some of these items, what people are building. We already know that ZSMJ is building towards an armlet. And Fenrir can't really build anything specific, because he's, of course, playing that supporting role. Same thing goes for FY. Mana boots for him. Got ourselves CTY getting that Ogre Club, looking for BKB. Of course, a lot of disable coming out from MUFC. You're still gonna get Fiend's Grip, but at least you're forcing the Fiend's Grip to go off on you, and not on the Lifestealer, and not on the Weaver. So that is pretty powerful. Or at least, you know, if they do go for the Weaver or the Lifestealer, then at least you have your BKB to not have to worry about Illuminates or anything like that. Weaver in the meantime doesn't really have anything just yet. Got some boots, died twice. 60 last hits on the net worth, not really that spectacular. Doing what he can.
Radiant's bottom tower.
And that was actually the first tower to go down on the map. It's a nice ZSMJ. Making sure that MUFC doesn't get that first batch of gold. In the meantime, Lone Druid has got himself almost the armlet ready as well on his bear. Well, I say almost, but he is going for the armlet on his bear. Has got 800 gold in his pocket. Not doing too bad, but it will still take some time. Keeper of Light, Ling going for a supporting role. Got himself some boots and wards. And Dragon Knight. 2300 gold, but no threads. And a bottle, but I'm kind of curious to see why he doesn't pick up any threads. So I'm kind of curious to see what he picks up first, to see what he values over threads, or if he still is gonna pick up those. Because normally Dragon Knight goes for things also like either BKB or armlet. BKB would be really nice in this case, because of course you've got the Sonic Wave, you've got the Shikushi, and of course the Shrek Suns and stuff like that. So, you know, there's a lot of magical stuff that can shut down this Dragon Knight. Telekinesis, you know, you name it. But going for that before Treads is kind of unique, I think. So I'm kind of curious to see if he's indeed going to be doing that. And of course Drums, as I already mentioned, is going to be the one for Huntress player to get. And I'm kind of curious to see if they're going to do what I said they're going to do. We're first going to see Vici Gaming going for the tier 1 tower. Open wounds, you're up on Ling. Gonna be able to get the kill, especially if you're... Oh, Sonic Wave will still clean him up though, even though the Nightmare tried to save him. Winter coming in, looking for a Fiend's Grip, finds it up on the Rubik. Gonna be in some trouble though, but ZSMJ getting stunned up. It's gonna be the Rubik that goes down, but Winter dies with him. WWK open wounds for him is gonna be losing a bit of his gold as he goes down. It is 3-1 in favor of Vici Gaming. Are they gonna continue pushing this? They still have the level 4 Edict. Can try to get some damage done on the tier 2 tower, but they're actually rotating and backing off, not wanting to force the issue too much. And in the meantime, with that pressure that they applied, they defended this tower because they forced their opponents away from it and forced them towards that middle lane to help out their teammates. And that was indeed, I mean, Dragon Knight died without really having anything. I'm curious to see what he's gonna go for. And of course, the thing that I said that they might be doing the moment that Juggernaut had his drums is to go for pushes to start, you know, 5-man Dota. But I also said they would do that with the armlet, so where is that bear? Bear with armlet. Let's see if they're gonna go for some 5-man Dota on the top lane, as Lone Druid is making his way there. Can just decide to farm, but is actually gonna be going towards the top lane. Winter following him around as well. We only don't have the Dragon Knight there, but I think he, look, finally decided to go for treads and picked himself up a bracer as well. So either that was planned all along, or he decided against something that he decided on earlier, if that makes sense. I think it makes sense. And if it doesn't, you know what I mean. That's all that matters. So push 4-man Dota rather than 5-man Dota without a Dragon Knight, but that's okay. Let's see what Vici Gaming is going to do against it, because they have all their heroes here as well, and they're going to go for Lone Druid first. Infest out. There goes the Lone Druid. Rubik already goes down on sidelines as well. Ling in a lot of trouble. Weaver chasing down Winter in the meantime. Ling goes down. Oh hey, Dragon Knight. I think you just got cold into your death. TPs and buybacks are going to come out. Dragon Knight's going to try to TP out. Will be able to do so. Yes, he will. Just in time. That was actually a bit of a shame that he got recalled into a fight that was basically already over, especially with CTY having that double damage rune. Had to TP back and use his dragon form and going back to farm. Buybacks of course happened there as well. It was the Juggernaut that did that. Huntress player did TP back towards the top lane but couldn't find a way in anymore, and is just going to try to continue to farm as the tower goes down. So it is Vici Gaming that is anticipating on what MUFC is doing with their 4/5-man Dota squad, and actually fought fire with fire and succeeded at that. Oh, Winter, Fiend's Grip up on ZSMJ. Here comes Huntress player as well. Has got the Omni Slash to help out, and that's gonna be a kill. And actually, Winter picking up the last hit for that Sonic Wave in the meantime. It's up on WWK and he is gonna be going down, but will he take someone with him? It doesn't look like it. The stick charges helping out. Not enough though, not enough for Winter, who now gets a double kill with that. TPs himself out because XTT can't do anything against that. Huntrash player is gonna be harassed a bit, but won't be going down there anytime soon. 2 for 2 in the end. The Dragon Knight and the Keeper of Light going for a Lifestealer and a Rubik. Fairly even trade if you ask me. The Gold Graph though, with all these towers going down, goes the way of VC Gaming. It is 15 to 13 on the kill score and about 5k gold in their favor. But with those 2 kills difference, we're also going to see them slight bit of experience ahead for VC Gaming. Not that much though. I mean, kills are basically the main thing that gives you experience in this case. But one thing that MUFC did, and what I just said as of course as well, I mean, it was 5 versus 4 on that top lane. And that means that even though WWK did get called into that fight later on, he did get experience while the rest of VC Gaming all shared experience on that top lane. And let's see what they're planning to right now, because it looks like VC Gaming is planning something. They're not getting any farm right now, just waiting around, seeing if there's gonna be something attempted by MUFC. I mean, if you have got this kind of pushing lineup, you know, I mean, MUFC is not in any rush. I mean, they've got a Juggernaut and Lone Druid, Dragon Knight. They've got late game potential, definitely. And that is actually gonna be Huntrash player getting himself out of that place. Still very low though. Might be a blink and a scream that can still do something, and he's gonna try, but the healing ward there stops him from doing it, and he actually backs off. Winter also on the way out. Nice ward plays there by VC Gaming, making sure that they know what's coming for them if they decide to go in mid. Also wards placed by MUFC, knowing also what's coming for them. And overall wards, I have to say, MUFC being on the ball with them, knowing what crosses the river, where everybody is, and where they can or can't push, can go in, can gank, can kill. And that ward that I just pointed out for MUFC is basically the only ward that is there on the side of MUFC, as in from VC Gaming. They do have some sentry wards, but they're actually not scouting out anything. And VC Gaming going for a 4-man push. 5-man push, my bad. 5-man push here. ZSMJ gonna come from the side. Doesn't have an infest like last time. He was sitting in someone, but can't do that this time. Gonna be dealing with the Illuminate. Losing their creep wave. Most of their creep wave anyway. Was a bit of a crooked one. Open wounds. Up on the Bane, but he can't chase. Uses that rage just to get away. The Lone Druid gonna be looking for some entangles maybe perhaps, or just defending for now, and I think MUFC is quite happy with that. I mean, like, again, they're using 4 heroes here to defend against 5, even though those 5 are now roaming around towards the bottom lane, because this is the one that was still farming. He is gonna be fine because he TP's top, and of course makes it impossible for VC to gank them with the smoke they just used.
Radiant's bottom tower.
But it's still, it's you know, MUFC, I don't think they're in that bad of a position. And I don't think that they think that either. Even though the gold graph of course shows it differently, but I mean, as you can see, it's already dropping down a bit again. Especially with the top tower going down, and now again a tower going down, even though it's a deny. Still a bit of gold that you get then. But that's the second deny actually up on the side of VC, so that's good. I mean, there's a 1 tower difference actually, as XCT disconnects again. So 1 tower difference, and 2 of the towers that are down on VC are actually denies. You can't underestimate that. Not at all. And well, there is a very short pause. But hey, go to Recall Room 2013. We still need to win that Recall Room if we want to have a giveaway for a TI3 ticket, including flight and hotel. So Recall Room 2013. I know, I am just gonna keep spamming that. I'm very sorry, but I really want to win that. And for me to win that, there need to be 5,000 people on there. So, you know, go! Everybody can win that, of course, if you're just in that room. I believe you do have to have the have a membership, but you can just apply for it, and everybody gets appointed as a member. Oh, by the way, I mean, I'm constantly saying, like, TI3 ticket again. You can also win in-game items and mices and headsets and keyboard and mouse pads, etc. And the giveaways are, I believe, at the start of each game, so during the drafting phase last time, for example. So make your way over there. And this is of course only game number 1 of this best out of 5, the grand finals of the Netolic Pro League East. Even though there's a 1 game advantage. Oh, FY, you're so... Oh, Nice steal! Blade Fury for the win, and they are actually gonna go for Roshan right now. But they are advertising this. I mean, they are ready to fight. They want to fight. They know that they know that Vici knows that they know, etc. that they're doing Roshan. So here they go. But this is such. I mean, normally you have something like a Magnus or something, or you know, some clutch play heroes, and neither team really has that. So I'm kind of curious to see how that's gonna go, depending on which one goes out. And it kind of comes down to focus firing, nuke down the most important targets, and which one are you gonna value most? Like on the side of Vici Gaming, who are you gonna fiend script? I already mentioned the BKBs. I mean, do you want to fiend script the BKB, the Queen of Pain, or do you want to fiend script the Rage Lifestealer? Oh, Rubik. Why were you still there? He was still there? He was there. That's gonna be that's his blood. CTY though jumps in, wants to go for Winter. The Fiend Script is there, but it's already gone. There's the BKB. And that's gonna be Leshrac getting killed off as well. Timelapse helping out with XTT. Still has to run away. On-Thresh player taking a lot of damage, and it will be staying alive. Indeed, he shall. Ling though, he goes down and tangle up on ZSMJ. Can rage himself out. Winter coming back because he fought back. He is gonna be trying to Nightmare the Queen of Pain, making sure that she's gonna be out of place. ZSMJ goes down. Huntress player gets a Sonic Wave in his face. Does go down. CT or FY going down for the second time. He of course bought back. Buybacks all around as a double kill goes to the lone druid. And that is gonna be Roshan going the way of MUFC, because not enough buybacks on the side of Vici Gaming to come back from that. And of course, one thing that doesn't play that much anymore lately, but is still definitely there. Roshan advantage in this kind of fight, definitely a big factor. And normally it's not that big of a problem because you would still have your tier 1 tower, you can TP and run, etc. But if you now buy back on the Radiant side, you can TP towards your tier 1 bottom, tier 2 bottom, and then walk. And that's a way longer walk than TPing to your tier 2 bottom for the Dire side. So that's a way shorter walk for the Dire side. So buying back from UFC has a lot more effect because you can be in the fight earlier on. Especially if the Keeper of Light was still alive, then he could actually recall you. I think he died fairly fast though, but I mean, that's definitely something that you have to keep in mind in these kind of Roshan fights. As we have got Juggernaut picking himself up, the Shadowblade actually. We do of course have the Aegis picked up by the Dragon Knight, who has got himself the first start of his BKB. And gonna be pushing down bottom lane. That's their goal. And I don't think they're gonna get stopped at all. Their own tier 2 tower in the mid lane is gonna get dropped as well though. Leshrac doing that one, but they trade it, and it is gonna be Vici Gaming that has to go back now, that has to defend from the back end though, or maybe they're gonna just kill off the courier and they will see the courier. Invisibility room by the Queen of Pain, not prioritizing the courier. Still thinking about going for Winter. I mean, if they pick up Winter, there's not gonna be that control. So that's why we saw them going for Winter as well the previous time. And they're just gonna go in from the back end though, still blinking in, going for Winter. Winter gonna get dropped down, puts himself on a Nightmare just in time. It is gonna be the Rubik that goes down. Still Ling is gonna still try to stay alive, will be going down though. It is gonna be CTY getting locked inside an entangle, blinks himself away. Also just in time, Aegis gets popped. Bear gonna be low, gonna be dropped. Is there a new Bear? Yes, there is. Are they gonna go down again? Juggernaut looks to be going for blood. They are looking for blood. They will be going for blood. Sonic Wave hits on 2. Open wounds up on WWK, but can he reach him? ZSMJ on the chase. Here comes CTY. One scream, one hit, and will be doing the job. And it's gonna be Huntress player right next to his sentry ward though, and that's gonna cost him TP out still from the lone druid, I believe. And he is going to be back on top, farming his way through, making sure that no time is wasted. But that fight taken by Vici Gaming, convincingly, if you ask me. I say convincingly, it was a bit of a back and forth, but in the end, I mean, Vici just getting themselves ahead. And that's going to be, with that fight, Scythe of Vice ready up on CTY will make a big difference. If he can get a sheep up, or it's actually a piglet off. If you're gonna Piglet up? If you're gonna get a Hex up, there we go, up on the Dragon Knight or the Juggernaut, that will make a big difference. Will definitely be making a big difference. And of course, constantly they've been successful in shutting that Bane down. I mean, he's just been jumped on. He might not die every single time, but he does take a lot of, whoa, that is lag. He does take a lot of damage and it can't really do anything in the fights anymore. It just gets bursted down with the next scream that Queen of Pain does. Amount to style up on the Weaver, by the way, in this fight. 1500 gold in his inventory. As by the way, this is of course being played on a server that is not in my region, so that's why, I guess that's why we had that lag spike, as that was not my internet. Luckily, no frames dropped. Yay! That's what everybody wants to hear, of course. Always. Well, hello. Screen, thank you. Basher up on the lifestealer will be hopefully for him going for the abyssal. If he can, if they can jump on someone with of course the Queen of Pain Next Bomb, and they can jump up on Rubik or up on Juggernaut or Rubik. Sorry, I mean Dragonite or Juggernaut, and they can abyssal blade that guy, and they can burst him down before he does anything. That will be a big difference. A big difference. That's indeed, and that's gonna be control that Vici will be looking for and need to have as well. MUFC though, I mean, they are doing still so okay. Well, I was gonna say okay, but I think this guy is kind of dead. BKB is being popped. He pops his own BKB though, might be able to stay alive, turns himself around, Fiend's Grip gets cancelled. Dragonite gonna be able to live for now. It's gonna get chased down actually. He will still be going down. First one that drops. It is gonna be the rest of MUFC that runs themselves out of that place. Open wounds up on the bear. They really want to have that bear because there is no resummon. Oh my god, that is sad. It's painful. That is so painful, as that is gonna be Juggernaut getting killed off by the Fiend's Grip from the Rubik. FY getting that done. And that bear, you should not underestimate killing off the bear. This is basically a lone druid that can't do anything. Where is his farm? It's on the bear. Can't do anything. Can't do anything at all. Double damage from the Weaver definitely helping out in that fight as well. Illuminate will only slow them down slightly, but they will not back off. And they will even jump themselves in. Ling getting turned into a piglet. They just want to go for the throne though. Edict, level 4 of course still helping out, and the tower does go down. They might be able to get the Rex as well, as they just have to wait and abide their time until that Dragonite and Juggernaut are back up, or maybe even the bear, but the bear takes a long time to get resummoned, I should say. Yeah, Feeble might help out a bit, but the Rex will still go down. Now they have to hope VC backs off, or maybe overextends in the wrong way, and so that MUFC can take abuse of that. But VC Gaming, they back off, and they go back, and they get themselves a set of racks with basically no cost whatsoever. No cost whatsoever. And that's going to be showing on the gold graph. I guess MUFC kind of paid for that one quite heavily. Look at that, going towards a 10k. While it was, I mean, I feel like it was even for a very long time, even though it was 5k in favor of VC Gaming. But 5k, 30 minutes in, is really not that much. I've got the experience graph showing this a lot more clear. I mean, look at that difference. This is basically a 10k difference in the last couple of minutes, last 5 to 7 minutes or so. As you can see it jumping up from 2.5k in favor of MUFC to going very much in favor of VC Gaming. Starting off with that fight in the bottom lane, and now with the control that VC Gaming can have, going way further in favor of VC Gaming. As we see also the net worth, it is just, it is looking like when we started, when we were at the start of the game, with CTY just getting ahead. Lone Druid not doing bad. Dragonite, actually Dragonite kind of fell out of favor quite a bit. I mean, he was doing okay-ish. Okay-ish. I'm not gonna say he was doing great, because he wasn't. He was doing okay-ish. But he now is doing a bit less than okay-ish. He finally has his drums ready. And, well, we knew that that was coming. It's quite late, 31 minutes into the game. Question is, what is MUFC gonna do now? Are they gonna continue for a 5-man push? I mean, with that healing ward, they might be able to get something, or do they want to continue to farm up and get themselves the items ready that they want to have, like have the items up on Huntrash player or something like that. And in the meantime, of course, Lone Druid is going for that Assault Cuirass, so maybe they want to wait for that. And I want to see, of course, maybe VC Gaming makes a mistake, and if they do, they can profit from that. Maybe they want to wait for the next Roshan, which is not having a clock. Interesting. But it should be up very soon again. I guess 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. That's gonna be my estimate. But yeah, how long do they want to wait for that? And do they actually want to wait for that? I don't think VC Gaming wants to wait for that, because they have the advantage. I do like that even though MUFC just lost big fight, they still have that control over the map. wards everywhere, just wanting to make sure they can farm in safety. They know where everybody is. But they're gonna be in for a surprise soon, because this was a smoking CTY jumping himself in, but doesn't find anybody. Everybody already backed up, realizing that if nobody is, well, if there's only 3 on the bottom lane, there's gonna be more around there, because you're not gonna try to bait out a fight without everybody being there. But they take the last tier 2 tower. A nice illuminate stolen by FY. And let's see if they can find themselves a fight, as we have another pause coming up from ZSMJ. Look at that gold graph. I mean, that's one of the tougher things. Like, if you are behind, and you are behind in terms of map control, which is, I just pointed out that MUFC is really trying hard to get that map control ready, but they can't fight, so they have to be really careful. If they know that Vici Gaming is close by, they... Wow. I guess they're all in the same place. What the hell? That's interesting. But anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, you need to find a place to farm, and if you know that your enemy team is quite close by, you can't really farm because you can't take a fight. So you can't risk taking a fight or forcing out a fight by farming somewhere. So that's why they're getting a bit more behind, and that's something that VC has to try and continue to do. I mean, they need to go control MUFC, forcing them in their base so that they can't do anything while still keeping their own farm going a bit. Oh yeah, and by the way, I do say VC, so not VG, but VC Gaming, because it's VC Gaming. If that makes sense. Anyways, well, this pause gives me the time to do 2 things. 1, thank you for being here. I know that there's more options for English broadcast for this game, but I do really appreciate you being here. I'm still trying to find a co-caster for more games later today, but yeah, thank you for being here regardless. And I am gonna tell you once again, we need just over 3,500 people up on the Raycall channel 2013. Be there! Because then we get a chance to win a ticket, including flight and hotel, to go to TI3. And now don't tell me that anybody doesn't want to win that. And even if you don't want to win that, you want to win that for your friends. You want to win that for other people. Go be in Raycall room 2013. If we reach 5,000 people on there, we have the chance to win that ticket. Be there. And that's an order. Like, go there. Like, really. I mean, there's over 6,000 people watching this right now. If everybody joins, we have ourselves a giveaway for a ticket. You just need to be there for 1 moment, and we just need to reach 5K. If we do that, we're done. I won't bother you again, but just be there so that we can actually get ourselves that giveaway today. As of course, it's gonna be today. Anytime we reach 5K, 5,000 people on the Raycall room. We have 1,300 right now. We need more. Raycall room 2013. Go there. I'm not kidding. I mean, come on. A TI3 ticket, plus flight, plus hotel. What reason could you possibly have not to sit on Raycall? That's what I'm thinking. And also, you can't only win that, but there's also giveaways during the games for in-game items, for keys, for headsets, mouse pads. Did I forget anything? I don't think so. Cool. So sit yourself in the Raycall channel. Yay! Go. And I thought people reconnected again. We still have another 3 reconnects to go through. Yay! And then we can go. So, well, that I will just jump myself back into the game because, you know, I think I did my job for telling people that you need to go to Raycall. I have a chance to win that ticket too. So even if you don't want to win it yourself, you can win it for me. So there you go. Oh my god, that's good. That's the most brilliant idea ever. If you win it and you don't want it, you give it to me. And they got a net problem. Okay, well I think we got that covered, right? I wouldn't think that was any other problem than that. It's okay. It's okay, net problem is okay. Of course, this is, like I said, a best out of 5. We are watching the grand finals of the Netolic Pro League. And there's a 1-game advantage for MUFC. And while we're still here, might as well quickly jump myself to this one, mostly so that I can join this. This is the way that people, that the teams move to get to these grand finals. We saw MUFC winning 2-0 from Orange at the start of this tournament. And Vici Gaming, they actually got dropped down to the loser bracket with the first matchup that they did. And then MUFC winning from AFD, which is of course Netolic Singapore, formerly known AFD. And then moving their way into the grand finals. While Vici Gaming went their way through the loser bracket. A very long path that they took, where they faced Orange, they faced Netolic Singapore again, but they beat both. Of course, loser bracket was only best out of 1, so they 1-0'd Invasion, they 1-0'd Orange, while the loser bracket finals were still best out of 3, and they actually 2-0'd AFD, and that's why we see them back inside this this winner bracket finals. Well, this is not the winner bracket finals, this is grand finals. We do know that MUFC, though, 1 game ahead. And if this is continuing much longer, I mean, you don't want pauses like this. This disconnects of the entire house or something like that. I'm not crying over recall. I'm advertising it. It's my job. Sorry. That's one thing I do if I watch the if the pauses are this long. I tend to look a bit more at the chat. So I reply to random people in the chat that say something, so I'll try not to do it that much. But anyways, let's take a quick look at how things are going on the item progression. I know a lot of you people normally want to see more about the items, but sometimes when a lot of stuff is happening, I don't always got time to check out everybody. But if you're looking for an item build for a specific player, a specific hero, you can check it out right here. As we see, Weaver actually going for an MKB. Probably. I would like to see that on him, actually. And Bane's still going for a BKB. I mean, look at the item difference, though. I mean, Queen of Pain, a BKB Hex, and already getting herself a Mystic Staff again. Manta and a Demon's Edge on the Weaver. We've got a Basher, an Armlet up on the Lifestealer. Like, all big-ass items, right? And then you've got a Dragonite with the BKB drums, which is okay. But those are kind of his core items. Juggernaut with the drums and a Shadow Blade, which is nice, but it's only one real, like, drums basically core item, and the Shadow Blade then extra. And everybody of Vici Gaming just has one item kind of extra, it feels like. Wow, apparently about 50 people listened to me about joining Raycall. Well, I'm sorry that I mentioned it so much, but it's a requirement of the admin, so, you know, take your complaints elsewhere. And still, even if they're not, I mean, I just want someone to be able to win that ticket. I mean, how cool would that be, right? I mean, I think that's like the best giveaway ever, to be able to give away tickets like that. Vici. Vici. I said it properly. Reconnects. Come on. You can do it. Sorry for maybe having your ears hurting. Oh, come on. He disconnected again. That's bad. I don't like this. I don't like this. And of course, I mean, this is quite tough for MUFC to be doing. I mean, I just mentioned that they are missing quite a few items. For example, that Assault Grass will help them a lot. But they can't really find the freedom to farm. And it's really tough for them to still get, like, something going here. They really need to hope that VC is gonna leave them alone and gonna be giving them a chance to farm, or a chance to profit from mistakes that VC will make, or something like that. Oh, that's not the one that I wanted. That's not the one that I wanted either. Ah, no. This one is the one that I wanted to show. Because I don't normally show this one. Only when there's long pauses like this. You see the gold per minute. Highest, of course, for the Queen of Pain. No surprise that CTY has been really doing really well. And would you look at that, someone else wins a keyboard in the recall room. 2013. Congrats to Chen X Suit 17. Look at that now. Look at that goal per minute difference though. I mean, it's quite insane. You see the highest of MUFC are sitting on 370 or ish, and then you have like 3 people that are higher than that on VC Gaming side. And in terms of Queen of Pain and Weaver, not just a bit higher, quite a bit higher actually. And of course the support's big difference as well. I mean, overall it's just VC Gaming that is ahead. But I mean, personally, I would like to see them get ahead, because that means they're gonna see more games. Because of course, winner's bracket advantage, if VC Gaming now wins one, that will mean that it will be 1 versus 1. The score will be evened out, and all of a sudden, you've got yourself 3 games left to go, and anything can still happen. We're still waiting for CTY to come back. But he is the last one. I'm kind of assuming he will be back shortly. Tell story like AC. That's I suck at storytelling. I mean, you might have been here when I tried to tell jokes. I had a whole joking session. It really didn't go well. Like there's jokes with story like jokes, and you have then a clue at the end of a joke. I can't tell the clues. Like, it doesn't come out as a clue, and it just comes out like, I don't know. I want to say something in Dutch, but that's not nice. It just comes out wrong. I suck at storytelling. That's just that simple. Well, everybody is back. I think that's all your update that you need. Of course, Vikromond is the one that is casting on the official Netolic TV channel right at this moment, in English as well, of course. As you might have heard him cast with Blaze for the Premier League before. And today he's co-casting, or has a co-cast El Presidente. And we have the goes. Yes!
My thanks.
You know what I will do? I will type in the chat game in 2 minutes, because you want to know that game in 2 minutes continues. There we go. Let's see. Infested Queen of Pain. I think this is just gonna be a standoff until Roshan spawns again, which should be fairly soon, even though we don't have a clock and we have a disconnect again. Oh, okay. I will type also game paused in 2 minutes. There. I'm sorry. These long pauses. I mean, it's not just, of course. I mean, it's not just these games that have pauses. We've recently seen a lot more pauses in competitive play due to various reasons. As of course yesterday, as Mouse Sports versus Rocks, and last Wednesday when I was casting the ATO D3 semi-finals. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It almost feels like Beyond Summit, that you just have to have a book ready to read out loud, just so you have something to talk about at some point. Dirty jokes. That's what I told Vic. I can't tell jokes. I tried. Couldn't get clues right. Clues suck. That's my vision of it. Not all jokes were that funny though. I mean, I get that one. Well, we have it on pause again. Let's see how long it takes for Roshan to respawn, even though we don't have a clock. I know I said about 2 to 1.5 minutes the moment that I saw that there was no clock, but I don't know how long that was before the pauses went off. Kind of messes with your head, messes with the time. The awards are there. Control, I mention it. Important. VC agrees. Same time, Juggernaut is actually taking control of his own jungle, and this is real good. That he still gets some farm, finds some farm. He has to be really careful though. And hello, Gem of Truth on Vici Gaming. Those wards, they were so careful in getting that control back for MUFC. So carefully placed. They're gonna be removed. Roshan, thank you. Back up, indeed. Can we have a fight? We can have a smoke. That's what we can have. MUFC don't want to be waiting ducks anymore. Sitting ducks. Want to be going for this. And they're gonna be finding someone. Gonna be finding FY first. Gonna be seeing XCT as well. Who are they gonna go for? Telekinesis up on the bear. They want to go for this though. Omnislash already picks up Fenrir, and that's gonna be the gem already dropping. But hello, CTY! Sonic Wave cleans out the Keeper of the Light. This is gonna be the bear that's running for his life. Winter is gonna be going down as well. Fiend's Grip up on the Dragonite from FY from the lower ground. CTY coming in, getting stunned up by WWK. Well, he goes down. Huntrace player going down as well, and that's a team wipe, and the GG is called. We waited for a long time to see this final fight. Vici Gaming taking game number 1 in this best out of 5 to now be on a 1 versus 1 score. The winner's bracket advantage of MUFC being brought to justice. Vici Gaming proving their worth, showing that they definitely deserve that invite to the hello courier to the qualifiers of TI3. But let's get ourselves then into the next game and see if it's MUFC or Vici Gaming that is gonna be pulling 1 game ahead. We'll definitely have at least 2 more games. So good news for all you Dota fans. If you want to watch something before, there's gonna be other games later today, later tonight. Anyways, let's get ourselves into the next game. Stick around. My name is Sheever, of course. If you want to support me, you can do that by subscribing to my YouTube on youtube.com/SheeverGaming. You can, of course, also check out my website, SheeverGaming.com, where you can find all the games of today and tomorrow, including Who Cast What. So don't go anywhere. We'll be having another game coming up in just a moment. Stick around.